Greetings in the love and in the light of our infinite prime creator, the divine grid programmer. Namaste, namaskaram. My dear, esteemed, divine love toddlers, I offer for your education and consideration, or your consideration and education as the case may be, the following. The predatory ecology. Physically, there is no 3-foot prehensile tail. It is not the comical devil red tail with a spade shaped at the end. What is referred to here as the subject of Kundalini and the adverse-inverse component, Kunda buffer, is really amorphous and more abstract, but having well-defined features. Being organic itself, of subtle fibers and sinew, it is not the opposition of the Kundalini vision serpent. As a widely varied thing, it is an inverted attachment to, and to extent even inevitable in development of becoming pronounced as an intuitive aspect of the shaman, sorcerer, descendant, or other vitriol engaging soul. Vitriol is an acronym which stands for Visita Interiora Terre Rectificando Inveninis Occultum Lapidum. And this translates to visit the interior of the earth, and by rectification, purification, you will find the hidden stone. And of course, that stone is the Philosopher's Stone, aka enlightenment, transcendence, self-empowerment, self-sovereignty within the divine connection to Source. Most know that formula, especially ceremonial Gnostics, who don't all call themselves shamanic, but are just the same. All paths lead to the same destination. Elsewhere in this or other esoteric library or on the internet all over the place, it is red, crimson, otherwise ruddy, as it is absolute as a power stemming from the base. Both traditional meaning of a base and also implying the Muladhara chakra, your root chakra, associated with the color red, survival. To give a very precise imagining, it would be a power so much like the ring of the Green Lantern character. One might swear the entire concept from DC Comics was based on Kunda buffer power knowledge, warped just a bit to make it heroic, light, fun, cool to the general uninitiated populace, and highly profitable. In short, a product of the Kali Yuga, where all has been subverted and corrupted. A ring is an easy and nice way of switching out of a red, closer to anal-looking protruding stream of psychic force. This looks like a job for Kunda Buffer Man. That just doesn't work. You can't market that to occultists or comic fans. Right? My bringing it up serves the illustration for what exactly the mysterious thing is to so many, even longtime initiates who have played it off as not really a thing to look at, and mostly explored by higher grades so deep and hardcore that direct awareness would not make them flinch, but only interest to gain control in the material. It is even a degree of a full-blown graded station of sex magic. Its hallmark is being cultivated as the 11th degree, but not stopping after or being limited to meeting at last crossing into. You might think of it this way. Just like the pentacle and pentagram are written earlier as both being Jupiter association, but the inverted 5-point star, beloved among the left-hand path, an abstract projection often leveraged for more political purposes, harnessing occult stuffs than any actual concrete magical delineation. FYI. So too, the Kunda buffer is like this principle. If the human body were to be Jupiter, let's say both Kundalini and Kunda buffer are both Kunda of our bodies, that is to say, Kunda buffer has no separate. This is a Saturn's type separation given to either Satan or God. It's ours, just like our reproductive organs. Yet just like those, Kunda buffer has been given over as a red 3-foot cord, comical prehensile tail with an arrow shape at the end over to the devil, Beelzebub. This isn't just accepted or tolerated, but considered fun to most initiates who don't care about any message being heard to help people, who instead would like to be part of a club that steers around the dumb and uninitiated, are thinking themselves initiated, non-priestly, and overly political rationalists. My own personal experience is that deeper and deeper into initiation, you do have a message of sorts. It is often art, occult, science blended, and has no thought or care to convert, realizing we are covered in oceans of the kind of initiate listed in the paragraph over this one, and realizing since there is nothing that can be done without mass conversion of them and or awareness of their sheep, i.e. their mass religion forming it up yet again. Not to care on that either. Instead, to go forward as a responsible individual instead of a pack leader with the expansionist agenda. That's a better Gnostic of knowledge. Keep in mind, Gnostic simply means knowledge, than the top head Gnostic accepted by the other Gnostics as their club ruler. So rather than read this article I prepared verbatim for you, my most divine love toddlers, dear esteemed viewers, I want to demonstrate how a simple string of words, a simple sentence can, once it is unpacked and examined, can have manifold meaning and interpretation. So I refer to this, or I'm going to highlight it. Instead, to go forward as a responsible individual instead of a pack leader with expansionist agenda. All right? So let's discuss that right there. Instead, to go forward as a responsible individual instead of a pack leader with an expansionist agenda. Let's discuss that, shall we? That right there holds many nuggets of meaning, of understanding. So let's understand enlightenment and think about self-empowerment and sovereignty in this manner. Jesus came at his appointed time for his mission. In a sense, you can understand Jesus, who was later anointed the Christ, as Christ is a title, the same as Buddha is a title, the Bodhisattva, the enlightened one. Christ means the anointed one, the enlightened one. Jesus, if that was truly his name, but Jesus is a Greek name. It's been demonstrated. So there's a lot of fabrication around this figure. Not to say that he never existed or that his message and his energy was ever here on this earth. In fact, we know that the Christ consciousness was introduced into this dimension from on higher Palladian seventh dimensional aspect. But Christ, Jesus the Christ, we'll just use that since it's a commonly understood, became a cult of personality, if you will, a cult in the sense that around him was created, certainly in the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, was created a religion. That's when Christianity began. You have to understand that Jesus the Christ, certainly during his lifetime when he was acting out his mission, there was no such thing as Christianity. And for 300 years after the death of Jesus the Christ, there was no Christianity. It was not until 325 AD at the Council of Nicaea that Christianity was officially born, conceived, and executed as an office of control and authority via the Holy Roman Empire of Constantine, of the East Holy Roman Empire. That is what a pack leader, Jesus was turned from a responsible individual into a pack leader with an expansionist agenda, although that pack leader was Constantine and the negative Anunnaki control factions of the negative ET Sikar Empire. Okay? The phallus semen of a Romanized British elite who comprise the Rothschild and all of these Illuminati banksters, these Babylon banksters. That's what a pack leader with an expansionist agenda amounts to. Okay? So when you seek enlightenment through their method, you are attempting to co-opt a patron. You are following another individual's method of how they arrived to where they passed through what's called the 9 gates, the labyrinth of the 9 gates. All right, you cannot. So, a responsible individual, being true to themselves, has their own path to follow. That is the only genuine path to enlightenment that can be achieved, my dear and esteemed viewer. Following another's path is simply co-opting their patron. You're grafting a patron of another onto your energy system, seeking to achieve enlightenment. You mimic the words that they said, you do the things that they demonstrated that led to their enlightenment, yet that is their path through the labyrinth of the 9 gates, not yours. And I suggest that this message is all about self-empowerment. This message is not about somebody such as myself being irresponsible with an expansionist agenda, such as a cult leader or something. I'm here to provide the message of self-empowerment, of gnosis, of divine gnosis. That means divine knowledge through your own past. I drop little tidbits here and there about how I achieved my ascension to the new earth. I'm not trying to create pattern individuals. I'm not trying to say, hey, this is how it's done. I'm merely just a light. I am merely just a beacon in the darkness. I am merely a finger pointing its way towards the moon, towards enlightenment. That is all I seek to endeavor, and that is, in fact, my mission. That is my soul contract mission as a result of my ascension to the golden age of the Satya Yuga, which I exist in now. So that's really what this journey is all about. I offer tidbits of knowledge. I offer, and I aspire to, offer my message with humility, with sincerity and truthfulness. Hopefully that comes through. If not, that's not your path. Then don't follow. I'm not saying follow my patron. That's not what this is about. I'm merely seeking to offer encouragement along the way to those who perhaps need it. And if you find value in that, of a fellow journeyer, a fellow aspirant who is in the Satya Yuga, I consider myself, I deem myself, I decree myself, my I am presence decrees itself in the Satya Yuga, the golden age. I am sovereign and connected to source. So I don't, I really, that is what I offer, not a pattern to follow of someone with an expansionist agenda. I'm just a light, a beacon on the path. And if you agree, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share your notes along the journey. We're all equal in this journey. There's no one above another. There are just various degrees of gnosis, and the higher you gain in divine gnosis and knowledge on the path, the more it works hand in hand. You're kind of more obligated to share that knowledge and share that light and spread that light. That's what it's all about. Namaste, namaskaram. Divine love toddlers, the Umbanda New Earth Ashram for Compassion and Strength leaves you now. Bye.